Hello everyone, thank you for coming to listen more about our project, which focuses on the restoration activities in streams of Lancaster County in Pennsylvania and their long-term efficiency in restoring the water quality and stream biota. Stream restoration is used as a practice to offset the loss of stream function, but in the literature we can't really find data for more than 3 years of post-restoration, and rarely the data is categorized by the type of the restoration, which can be stream bank stabilization versus full floodplain restoration. With this research, we wanted to answer these questions by evaluating the water quality above and below 4 older restorations along Lititz Run and its major tributary Santo Domingo Creek. On this map, we can see the sampling locations which are found within the restoration areas. The Lititz Springs Park, Site 7, and the Front Street, Site 8, were added in order to observe any additional inputs above or between the restorations. We analyzed for more parameters, but because the regulatory permits are done on total nitrogen and total phosphorus, this research is focused on them. Additionally, I will discuss the New Street and the Riparian Park locations, because both of them showed really interesting data for the two different types of restorations that I mentioned before. Here we can see the New Street Park restoration that's located along the Santo Domingo Creek, and it is older for more than 20 years. At the upper end of this location, there is a floodplain with fully functional wetland area and shrubs and trees, and the downstream side is more of a stream bank stabilization. On the map in the left corner, we can look at our 6 sampling locations, and the 3 photos represent the changes of the vegetation throughout the different seasons in the New Street Park. The vegetation is a really important factor influencing the level of total nitrogen and phosphorus. Moreover, we can see that during fall, this creek had particularly low flow, which again influence the level of the chemicals, but we're going to focus on that later. The Riparian Park, on the other hand, is completely streambank arming restoration. On the photos, we can see how the vegetation at the downstream location changes throughout the seasons. On the map, we can observe our 4 sampling locations at this site. It's really important to add here that there is a presence of trout hatchery and the presence of wastewater treatment plant that can have possible input of nutrients into the stream. On this slide, we can observe the graphs for total nitrogen and total phosphorus for the New Street Park restoration site. What is really obvious here is the seasonality difference. During summer months, when there was a high flow of the water, the floodplain restoration was effective at removing the nutrients, especially when the water has enough time to interact with the vegetation. The highest level of total nitrogen, on the other hand, is during winter, because as we saw in the photos, there is not enough vegetation, and because there is a possible groundwater input. Additionally, during fall, the total nitrogen level is increasing from upstream to downstream. This can be due to the very low flow of the stream at this season, so we basically sampled out surface water. The surface water can be polluted with fertilizers or from something that is coming out of the sewage pipes at the second location. We were suspecting that the sewage pipe at the second locations are leaking, because that part of the stream had really bad odor when we were sampling. On the second graph, for total phosphorus, we can observe that at Site 2, during the fall season, the high level of total phosphorus significantly reduces 70 feet downstream after the leaky sewage pipe location. This proves again that the restored vegetation around the floodplain has really enormous benefits. The other seasons have similar low flow concentration of total phosphorus as the stream moves throughout the wetland. Now, when we talk about Lititz Run and the Riparian Park restoration, we can observe that the total nitrogen concentration had consistent reduction, so the stream bank restoration was really successful in not releasing any nutrients into the stream. That is a very positive side of this type of restoration. However, I don't believe that it is very effective in providing any additional cleaning of the water. On the other hand, the total phosphorus level increased from the upstream location to the downstream. That can be due to the fact that there is an input from the fish hatchery here, or because the wastewater treatment plant is between the first and the second location. What is interesting about these streams is that there is abundance of historical data about them. They have been sampled on many locations in the past 10 years, and our data is matching up with the historical one. So we can see that the restorations are working properly, they're not aging, and the season, land management, the type of the restoration, and the groundwater input are the factors influencing the level of nutrients. The challenge here is that the groundwater is contaminated with nitrogen, most likely due to century of farming in this area, and the groundwater has inputs all over the stream. However, it is important to remember that over the years the levels of nutrients are not increasing, they are actually kept near or below the EPA level. Another important thing to mention again is the presence or absence of the vegetation around the streams, which as we saw plays a significant role in reducing the level of nutrients. Because this project had limited scope, future work will include monthly sampling to see the changes within the water quality. Also, sampling of the macroinvertebrates is necessary because they are an important indicator of the stream health. Lastly, we would like to analyze the aquatic vegetation inside the stream and to check how it is influencing the nutrient level. I would like to thank you again for listening, and I would look forward to answer any questions you may have.